you?
Very formal today, sorry.
Yes, indeed.
I'm definitely feeling the bank holiday weekend.
Well, you partied up a little bit hard, didn't you?
I did. I had a festival.
Did someone lose their phone?
I did.
For a little while? Sorry, how old are you?
So yeah, I left my phone in the taxi driver's car at midnight on the Saturday of the festival.
Oh, that means you're raving.
Well, to be honest, this is going to be like the most old lady thing that I've ever said in my life. I don't think that it was alcohol related. I was just faffing.
I was just so tired. Like, I would be like,
that this guy was driving was so like low to the ground and so shiny and so cool. It was such like a swank taxi.
Right, yeah.
I couldn't get out of it because I'm like so low and I've just like my bag awkwardly and my phone's just come out of it. Like, I'm not going to lie and say that I had no beers. I had some beers, but yeah.
By the way, you remember it was like the car was low. My knees can't take it.
I know, and then like in the funniest kind of quaintest resolution ever, my partner went to meet him in the garden centre and he gave it back.
So she got it.
All's well that ends well.
All safe, yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely shit myself there. I was like, my entire business is on that thing.
I know. You suddenly go, where do we have things saved other than that single phone? Yeah, probably something we should look into.
Absolutely terrifying. But yeah, how was your weekend?
Fun. Yeah, it was good. Not as partying as yours, but I did obviously see you on Sunday, wasn't it? So
we did the food festival part of the festival.
Yummy. I mean, food was okay. But music, sun, some beers, I mean...
You cannot complain.
Also, because you were then driving, so I was like, great, fully
enjoying
myself.
I was like, I need a day off.
Yeah, I need a little break. So.
All worked out marvellously.
Lots of walks, dogs went swimming, all that fun stuff.
Love it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So we've obviously left this until the very last minute to record this podcast.
Doesn't sound like us.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
We're just here having a chat. This is not a problem. What are we going to be discussing today, my babe?
We're going to be talking about website myths.
Ooh, website myths. So,
spooky.
Ghouls. No, misconceptions and like things that people believe about starting a website, building a website, maintaining a website that are not true at all.
And often you didn't ask them, and they will just quite happily admit it to you.
Yeah, and you're like, that's not the case.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Great. So I'm going to kick this right off with this one gets on my nerves the most, and this is not website specific. If you build it, they will come.
Oh, how would they know? How would they know? And also, I wish my life would be a lot easier if that was the case. Yeah. I could just go, here you go, here's the thing. I wish it was, but it's just not true. You need to get it out there through social media. You need to do SEO. That needs to kind of be constant. Yeah, you need to keep working on it. And also, we've been doing it a long time, but it's, you need to know your target audience and all this stuff. I mean, miracle if you do it bang on right first time.
Yeah.
Like even take Amazon. They didn't build it like in whenever they did and go, okay, we're done. We'll never work on it ever again. Yeah. That's just not how it works.
So you have to kind of not only keep your content fresh and up to date for your own benefit, but also to constantly keep that SEO ticking over. You need to be sharing that link constantly to get people. And you should be
taking in like your user feedback. If your products are changing, then your audience might be changing.
Yeah.
How are you accepting them onto your website? What are the problem areas? There's a lot, that's why we're in business.
Yeah. So it's a work in progress, not a one and done.
Exactly, yeah. It is part of your business. It's not just like an extra add-on. It's for a lot of people, a big part as well. So.
Should be.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go next.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll go next.
Hit you with it. Hit me with it.
So myth number 2. So once you're live, you're just done.
Oh, yeah. This is a biggie.
Have a little nap.
Yeah, I think because we run a web design studio, we have to be really upfront about this from the get-go, which is a big part of the reason that we moved across to Squarespace, because it actually, once you're live, that's only part of the job. You have to keep maintaining, updating, making sure all your content's up to date, all of that stuff. It's a constant work in progress. Like you said, these two link quite well actually. It is a part of your business. It is your most important business asset. And so working within Squarespace allows us the opportunity to pass that work on over to our clients, because actually we only used to work ever on completely bespoke websites because we thought that people would be thrilled about not having to do that kind of work.
Yeah.
Not the case. Not the case. People want to have control over their website.
Of course and they need to have that control in some aspects. It's, if you're lucky enough that you do have like an on-site or like a consultant for a web designer, fantastic. But that, it does definitely take a budget to be able to have that for one.
100%.
And the amount of people that have come over to us that have had a web designer or web developer and they're like, and they went quiet on me or they were too busy and they dropped me for like there'll be larger companies that will be willing to poach good people. So, and they will.
They will.
And they'll be gone, and with all your details and you'll be like, oh, I kind of need that. So,
yeah. So launch is only one part of the process. Upkeep is kind of where you need to put the most of your energy.
Definitely, yeah. Because it's a very harsh truth that when you do launch and then you look at it and you're like, so where are the sales? Where's it? And that takes time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Absolutely true.
Tricky one. What is next? So this one's another one for you. Myth number 3.
Myth number 3, let's bust it.
So beautiful design equals instant sales.
Oh, I mean, if only, right?
Yeah.
If only. Design is one tiny piece of the kind of website puzzle. We need to be thinking about our target market, our customer, their journey, how we can optimize our content for search engines. We need to solve problems. We need to, help people achieve goals. We need to guide them through all of this kind of the flow of your website. And these are all, I would argue, more important qualities that you need to have than design. Design should be the cherry on top of a really exceptionally baked cake. Yeah. And your website needs to be...
I like the idea what you said about like the flow, because you have to remember as well, your website is a part of your multiple streams. So where are they landing from your social media that you put out? Where are they landing from your email newsletter? Where are they landing? And then where are you telling them to go? There's a huge amount. And also, what on earth is good design? Is it like something that you find pretty? Is it something nice? Or is it something that's usable but maybe boring? And then again, it so depends on your target audience, 100%. What you're doing,
And I think that at its very base level, good design needs to be design that works as intended.
And pink.
And then the bells and whistles get added later. But that is the crux of it. If your website doesn't work, regardless of how gorgeous it looks, it's badly designed.
Yes.
So... I mean, design for people, but make sure it functions properly as a kind of initial thing, and then all the glitz and glamour.
And it is two ways with the functioning of a website as well. So obviously it needs to function for your users. They need to be able to click things. If it's purchasing, they need to be able to do that. They need to find the content that they're looking for. But also it needs to be functioning for search engines. They need to be able to rank it and say, this is what this website is about. So when someone searches, they can find it. So.
Yeah, because we don't want every user that ever hits your website to have been a kind of in-depth piece of work from you. You don't want to have had a 5-way DM conversation with someone on Instagram before they'll hit your website. They need to be coming from these kind of organic places as well. Otherwise, you're going to just die of burnout.
That's just not possible. You're going to have it on every call, and then be like, and here is my website at the end of it. Like, all right, cool. I could have just read that.
All right, one for you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, right, go on then.
And this is, we don't hear this anymore really, but this is something you get with a lot of agencies. Websites are too expensive and so not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, and I can see where that idea comes from. I mean, I've certainly worked at very expensive places where we have clients like Adidas and those massive clients.
Yeah.
But generally, you're probably not doing that. You probably don't have that kind of several 20 grand budget. So, I mean, a Squarespace website, for example, is £8 a month or 20% off if you buy it through us.
That's at its lowest. That is at its lowest price point, so I think it's fair.
That is at its lowest price point.
But even still.
But I think the highest price point is 28.
Yeah, 28.
I think it's
it's not a lot of money.
And as a business expense, come on.
Yeah.
Which is also quite affordable, but yeah.
And also, I think, can you put a price on a website, which for businesses in this modern age, yes, of course you can, an actual, but it's your most important business asset.
Yeah.
You have
if
nothing.
you go to like a networking event, or like, the amount of time, so have you got a website? What's your website? You know, that would just be a general question. And if you don't have it, I mean, yeah, you look just a bit amateurish, isn't it? It's a bit hobbyish then, isn't it? Totally. I'm not saying you need it to be a business. I am actually. I say you do need it to be a business. Opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just the ownership thing. You know, like what would you do if you woke up tomorrow and Instagram no longer exists? If you don't own
that domain name, someone else could. That's so true. Someone can piggyback off your business.
Yeah.
You know, so which I'm always looking out for. So if you don't have a website, let me know and I can pinch your I can sell products under your name.
Oh my god. But no, I think it's an ownership thing. Because you don't own anything that's on social media.
Yes.
The only things the only digital marketing that you own are your website and your email list. Yeah. Those are the only things. And so that is where you should be focusing your energy and where you should be focusing your investments. Yeah. Because you'll always have it.
Yeah. And because we've heard horror stories about people who have lost, who their social media account has been hacked.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
Like if you don't own any of that, like any of the, emails, you don't have anything of yours, it's gone. There's nothing you can do.
And there's nowhere that people can type into Google to find you. They're like, oh, where's my mate gone?
Yeah, exactly.
Who I haven't seen for a long time. I'll just put their, nightmare.
So
they can be expensive. Find a designer that works in your budget, and then honestly, it's just so worth it. I cannot think of a single reason not to invest.
I mean, we're obviously very biased, but
with good reason.
Yeah. I mean,
we're not charlatans.
Yeah.
God.
But no. But I mean, I just can't. Yeah, I can't think of a single business that wouldn't benefit from having it. Even if you're, a gardener or anything like that, you have your portfolio on there, you have your details. It just helps get rid of some of the questions that people might have when they come to you as well.
Totally, so helpful. So next one.
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, this one is crazy. Websites are only for like online or virtual businesses.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, we kind of covered this a little bit in the last one, but no, as I said, I mean, no, because you need to, it's often for people to know about your business, so it can be to direct people to your business, it can be for them to contact you, know about your services. As someone who's a big introvert, I mean, I wouldn't use a company that doesn't have a website because I want to check it out beforehand. I want to know its location. I want to know, and all of those things.
You want to do your research. You want to kind of get the idea of their vibe.
I mean, to be honest, I am very biased because if they have a bad website, I don't use that company. Because it just tells me something about their business. I'm like, well, if they haven't sorted this out, I lose kind of my respect. But I am biased, as I said. So.
I do know what you mean. There's an authenticity and a kind of professionalism.
Yeah.
Definitely. You look like you've got your shit together when you have a really well-functioning, good-looking website that is well branded and clear on what it is that you offer and solve.
Yeah.
So
no, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think it's biased.
I got recommended an eyelash technician when I was getting my eyelashes done, and they were like, "Oh, they're really good." And I went and looked them online, and they had an awful website. I was like, "Nope." Even though it was recommended,
I don't trust you near my eyeballs.
I was like, if you can't sort out your website, you definitely can't sort out my eyelashes. So I was like, I don't know, illogical, but
I think I hear that quite a lot. I think that's it's normal.
It's it's the same way that people will read a lot about how you look and those kind of.
Yeah, but it's not how you look, it's like presentable.
Presenting yourself to the outside. And that's and you're doing the same for your business by having a website.
Absolutely. It's
that was almost cohesive there. We almost got to a full
quite controversial in places, but
I could be worse.
You always could be worse, darling.
Alright, so it's your go now. So myth number 6, the more complex the better.
Oh yeah. So this is the classic sort of someone who's new to doing something design wise. You see it a lot on Canva especially. The more you add, the better, when actually the complete opposite is true. And it doesn't mean that your website has to be sparse and have nothing going on with it. But complicated just means that you're going to annoy your customers.
Yes.
So your features need to make sense. They need to be relevant. There's no point having a ticking countdown for something that doesn't really require it. And all you do is confuse people and confused people are people that go, no, don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And they click away from you and they bounce.
I mean, that's why, like, Apple, I think, has been so popular, because they really kind of, like, really push the simplicity. You know, they suddenly went, well, no buttons. No one gets any buttons at all. You know, it's all just going to be,
Yeah, I would argue in places that they have taken it too far.
I mean, yeah, but, considering we couldn't find the USB on the laptop.
Oh, I shouldn't need a converter for a USB. And I appreciate we're all moving towards USB-C, but then include one in the box. This is my beef. This is my beef. Same with the headphone jack.
But yeah, I think
still slay iPhone though.
Yeah, you still love them.
Literally love them.
But yeah, I think I just think simple is better. You know, especially if you're asking, you know, you're explaining a service or if you're asking them to buy something.
Yeah.
You know, any kind of doubt in someone's mind about security, about what they're doing, about if they're doing the right thing, it would just instantly, you know, ruin that sale. So.
And I think we live in the modern world. There are a lot of things happening all the time, and I think when people use really fussy like sales pages or like I said about the countdown timer, things like that, they look spammy. When I see those kinds of things, I'm like,
nope.
And I appreciate I see quite a lot of coaches using like one thing at a time, and I think that's fine. But like a page full of them, I'm like, I feel like I'm being scammed. I don't feel like I trust.
It's just like those, the warning lights. I think the countdown timer is a big one. I'm trying to think of like what other. Do you know, I think like everything big as well, like this is bigger, here's a title text, here's more title text, a small paragraph, more title text. I'm like, wow.
Loads of red text, red outlines, red boxes, red buttons, red. I'm like,
which is so bizarre because it really means danger.
Flashing stuff.
As if like you're gonna, and like, it's to build that pressure and be like pressuring to buy, but
you have to use it sparingly because otherwise you just either you look like a pushy knobhead or you look like a scammer. You look, you know. So I think keep it simple. Know your audience. Make their life simple. Always have that as your priority. That your customer's life is as simple as possible. Yeah. And then jazz it up, but don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Fun.
Good.
One for you.
Go on.
A website will guarantee you instant success and high traffic.
Yeah, definitely. I released one several years ago, and now I'm retired with several yachts.
Yeah.
So well done,
you.
Thanks.
Success story.
Ta-da! I wish. Obviously, I wish.
All of these were just like, I wish.
These all sound lovely. Well, most of them sound lovely, but yeah, it's going back to like some of our first points. You need to work on it because your audience changes, your product changes, things change. You know, over time, you know, like even, for example, there was like GDPR, you know, suddenly there was new rules for EU, that needs to be included, you know, a lot of websites have to update. You just have to, and you have to really work on it. SEO is such a constant thing, and you need to get it into a schedule the same way that you will do with like your social marketing and email newsletters and stuff like that. It's a pain in the bum. But, I mean...
You're saying that like it's not your very favourite job in the whole wide world.
Only when I win at it! Which I'm
SEO, a game of wins and losses.
It's just, and unfortunately as well, it's a slow game. Yeah. It's because there's so many websites out there and because there's so many people trying to work out SEO and trying to get into the system, it takes a lot longer.
All good things do.
You know, like I would say your changes on your website will generally, at the moment... be indexed by search engines after 3 months. So it is an uphill battle, but
it's worth it. And it's not like the great thing about SEO, because I don't have to do any work.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
What I love about SEO is that I continue to reap the rewards of your hard work forever. Like it's not like an Instagram post which is live for a bit and then no one ever sees it again. It stays there.
Once you have done that hard work, and it's one of those ones where it also flows better because then once you start getting a few more visitors, they go, oh, obviously this is doing the right thing, and then it's one of those like compounding kind of interest.
It accumulates.
Ones. Yeah, that's the word. Thanks, Sam.
You're welcome.
So unfortunately not. You just got to build it over time. I mean, that's why, you know, there are so many web designers in absolute need at the moment because everyone needs to update all the time.
So if you want higher traffic and you want to really sort of push more traffic to your website, you need to use things that we call like traffic drivers, which are things like writing blog posts that means you'll get found on Google for more niche search terms, which is always really useful. constant backlinks through like social media, like Pinterest especially is great for driving traffic. Instagram's okay, it's always good to have, but Pinterest is a big one, blogging is a big one. Get yourself onto all the directories and things.
Definitely,
that you can.
The directories, any kind of like guest blogging, obviously, as you said, like share on like social networks, and there's like even like things like Google My Business, make sure you have a profile there.
Yeah.
There's lots of different ways that that you can build out on it.
You can drive that traffic.
There's just lots of work to do.
But it's not just going to happen for you overnight. You have to do the work.
Yeah. And as much as you think, I'll just bash out a blog, I promise you won't. Because the amount of time I'm like, it's fine. I'll give myself half an hour.
No.
And I sit down and I go, why?
Yeah.
Just why?
It's not doable. It's not doable. So yeah, drive that traffic.
Yeah.
Another one for you.
All right. Here we go.
Not all business industries need to have a blog.
I mean, they don't need it, but also, they don't need money, and you're just throwing that away. No, for SEO, it's such an easy market. You know? So like the best way to describe it is, without going too technical, you can pinpoint what people are searching for. So again, if you're a florist and someone wants wedding bouquets in my area, they will type exactly, that, or in Torquay or whatever. And then you can have a blog that is like, this is wedding bouquets in Torquay, that will, say about your services, say about this. So yeah, it's using a lot of the content that you may already have, in a different way, but you are able to target that particular search.
So you're targeting search terms that will be lower volume than the search terms of your overall website. Yeah. Because you have less competition on these really niche phrases.
Yes, and also you are helping the search engines by they think, because we get it quite a lot on ours, and it's kind of how a lot of our blogs come, is that we'll suddenly be keywords, people will be searching in Google, and they'll be going to our site, and we're like, oh, okay, that wasn't like kind of who we were marketing for, but we're like, do you know what, we'll get a blog together about it, and then it means that, there shouldn't be any, worry from like Google. They'll be like, yeah, this website has what they need, they're answering the question that, someone's asking, so is the idea. So yes, you do. Stop complaining, just do it.
We all have to.
We all have to do it. If I have to do it, you do. And don't use ChatGPT. They know that it's AI generated, and you will be marked down.
Marked down.
Can you tut at them? I can tut.
You can tut.
I can tut.
Wow.
It's not really tutting if I just do it once. You really need multiple, isn't it? It's more like I've got something stuck on my tip if it's the single tut.
Love it.
Okay, and then finally, are you ready? This is the big one. Here we go. Okay, so myth number 9, social media presence is more important than having a website.
Ooh.
As someone who is the Instagram queen.
Oh, it's more fun. It's more fun than having a website, I'll tell you that much. It's a lot more interactive. But no, it's not true. We've kind of touched on some of the main reasons why already. So in an ideal world, you have both and they work in tandem, and your Instagram and social media presence in general is a traffic driver to your website. But kind of like Louise was saying earlier, if you only have an Instagram presence and you don't have a website, when people want to find out more about you and they search for you and cannot find you, instantly you look like a bit of a pony business. Like people, it puts people off.
Even if you're selling on Instagram, unless I am just someone who just needs a website, and I'm like, I just don't feel comfortable about giving money over in this app. Unless I can kind of see something.
Totally. And it isn't everyone. And it may only be kind of 25% of people that will hit that wall and feel that way. But that's a big percentage, I think. And for something that can be done in a few days with minimal budget, you have to put the work in and to get it really great. But a basic website is all you need at first. Yeah. It's a kind of constant growing game. But you don't own Instagram, you don't own Facebook, you don't own
And they
Pinterest.
can change that at any time. I know a lot of people, and I get it for like starting businesses, like Facebook pages is a good one really, because you can have an about and you can have a description and opening hours and stuff like that. But they could at any point take that away. And then you haven't got that content there for people to find out. So, and it's things like that. I mean, as well as obviously, as we spoke, your account could be hacked, they could just like change the algorithm so no one's finding you.
Absolutely.
There's a whole host of issues that,
you don't have control over it.
Yeah.
And you cannot, I read an Instagram post that actually put this perfectly. you can't build a business on borrowed foundations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't own that real estate, you don't own that land.
Yeah.
Focus your biggest efforts on the things that you do own, the things that you can properly control, and that is your website and your email list. They are also, they have both of those. So organic search from SEO has the highest return on investment of any search sort of tools at all.
Yeah.
Email is the second highest. Social media should be a kind of entry point to your funnel.
Yes.
The focus needs to be in those places.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, even like social media influencers, they have websites,
of course,
because they're very aware that could go at any point, and that they need to,
Yeah, and it means then that if their account gets hacked and they lose their 12k followers, at least they've got a record of their brand deals, and they can just set up a new account, and it's a nightmare, but it's not as much of a nightmare as having to start completely from scratch. So yeah, have both in an ideal world.
Yes.
But if you only need to have one, make it your website and put that effort into your SEO, because it will do you better in the long term.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, well, my babe, that was fun. I feel like we've absolutely chopped through some big content there.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think we
good.
Dribbled on as always. Blah, 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 blah.
I hope that absolutely no one else feels that way.
Yeah, let's hope.
1 view on YouTube.
Woo! One more than last week.
So we are cheersing with water because it is the day after a bank holiday weekend. Cheers.
Cheers.